Happy Thursday, Sooner Nation. Welcome to the Sooner Surge podcast that tells it like it is. We got a lot of the usuals in here tonight, getting things started off. It's been quiet. It's been cold. The Thunder are in action right now, struggling on national television, but making a little bit of a comeback. Hopefully they can pull this out in the fourth. I tell you what, Jay, it is very cold here in Oklahoma, and next week's going to be even colder. Wow.
It's cold. I don't know. What's up with the glasses, though?
I've actually, if I'm looking at comments, I mean, if I'm just talking in here, I don't need them, but I need reading glasses, man. I'm just getting bad.
Getting old. You're getting old.
Getting bad. And I want to start with what Sergeant, what night first. I'm going to start with Dave McCook, because Dave McCook cooks on this every night by supporting our channel. It's unbelievable what Dave does. $10 a night. This guy's unbelievable. We are so appreciative of you, Dave. You really help support our channel.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you so much. I want to get to 918's comment because I 100% agree. JP Losman was underutilized at this University of Oklahoma. His wife was utilized more than he was. If you guys don't know, Zoo, I can't pronounce her first name, but she went by Zoo. She was like the assistant something of Soul Mission and had a big impact on Soul Mission.
Hey.
And this isn't a shock, though, because J.P. Losman played under Jed Fish.
Correct.
He
did.
In Seattle, so.
Correct. Here's the thing, though. Do you know what Losman's title was at Oklahoma?
I don't know what the title was, Jay.
If I remember right, I think he was like head of like defensive person. It was a weird thing. I thought it was defensive thing, something with defensive. Am I wrong on this?
I don't know.
Maybe
I, drop it in.
I saw it today.
Assistant Director of Player Personnel. There you
go. Somebody said, okay, that's what I thought. But I saw something today on that they were like he had a lot to do with the defense too. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Hey, out of these 5 names, thanks Jason Becker for the comment here. The one I'm not taking would be Shaka Smart, but sign me up for any of the other guys. And maybe there's 2 guys Jay, I've been thinking of that I think people aren't thinking enough about. Dana Altman's one of them. Love Dana Altman. Second guy, kind of in that same category. I'll take Beeline right now.
Well, I can tell you right now, to those
Beeline,
guys
he plays a 1-3-1 zone. Give me Beeline.
Out of those guys listed, there might be only one that I would really. I mean, to me, those guys listed, a lot of them, they're past it too. With as far as NIL and transfer portal, Dana Altman, Jay Wright, he left because he didn't want to deal with that. Ed Coley, he doesn't want to deal with that. You need somebody younger than that.
I'll take them all as a coach right now is what I'm saying.
I don't care about a coach. You need other things at Oklahoma.
You need a coach, dude. You need a guy who's not going to throw the ball in the corner off an inbounds play. You need a guy who's not going to sit here and make excuses, who's going to get out of a man-to-man defense when there's continual penetration all night long.
Hey, back to the Losman stuff. I think you can say what you want. I agree with you. Way underutilized. He played in the NFL, okay? He should have been utilized more. You didn't even have a quarterback coach, okay? They didn't have a quarterback coach, and he was on campus. Somebody explain that to me. You don't have a quarterback coach on staff. You're letting Seth Luttrell coach him, and you have a guy that played in the NFL as a quarterback.
Jay?
Oh, by the way, when they do like the pro days, he throws, okay?
Jay?
Pro day slinger, and he wasn't anything to do with quarterbacks on this team. Make that make sense. And here's another thing. I will say this. Do you think some of these coaches that have left that are pretty tight to BV? Is that concerning?
Yeah, although this one had very tight relationship with Jed Fish. So hey, I've got to say something, Jay. I'll tell you what it is. I haven't said this in a while. Pathetic. Does that remind you of football days? Pathetic. OU football days. Hey, Porter Moser stand. Agree. I'm not saying those guys are realistic. You do got to throw the bag out there at a big time coach first, and then when they don't come to OU, then go get a guy like you're saying who's a younger guy that'll take half the salary of some of those others. And they should have got Grant McCaslin when they could have. He's not a young guy that's going to take half the salary anymore.
Yeah, but some of these names like Chris Beard's not leaving Ole Miss to come to OU, and Porter. thank you for the nice comment. Appreciate it. Yeah, Brody's doing well, so proud of him for sure.
Yeah, Brody's killing it there.
Yeah. So clear promotion. I know it's a promotion, Hunter, but that's not the point. The point is this.
Why didn't they promote him at OU?
Why isn't he being utilized at Oklahoma more? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Agree on Grant McCaslin.
And Jay, you saw the stat that TJ Eckert tweeted out last night. And people came on here last night and was like, what's the difference in BV and Moser? There's a big difference. The way OU basketball is losing and how embarrassing they are, it's bad.
It's not good. And I went back because we were on the live during the second half last night. I went back and watched it. It was on the verge of almost like they were quitting. I mean, it was almost on that verge to me. Like I don't know if he's lost the team. I don't know what's going on, but it's not good. And I know they're giving away free canes to students on Saturday, but I don't think it's going to be a very good crowd on Saturday night at 5:00. They may lose to LSU. They may lose.
I'm thinking about taking the Musketeers to that game.
Are you?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Thinking about revitalizing, bringing the revival of the program back with the Musketeers in attendance and trying to get this thing back on track for some.
I got a serious question
for some Moser magic into the postseason.
I got a serious question here because year one of SEC has not been good for football or basketball. Okay, it just hasn't. When you look at where they end up in the SEC, here's my question to you, and this goes back to Josie and your thoughts on this, and the people in the chat. That's fine, but my question is this: if Porter Moser didn't have a $6.5 million buyout and BV didn't have the $40 million buyout, would either of them still be coach?
It's a good question, Jay. I can't answer it.
It's just a question.
It's a great question. And hey, I disagree. Trey Young was the last great Sooner.
Trey Young.
And KB, yeah. Where's Waldo? I'm right here. And here's my question for you, KB. Where's Tashard Choice? Not at Texas anymore.
Yeah, I was surprised with that. But it sounds like he wanted to get the NFL, so you can't blame him. That's a good spot.
I would love McDermott. I would love him.
Yeah, McDermott would be good. I mean, I watched him the other night. Their arena was packed full. I don't know why he'd leave Creighton. Sooner WX. What worries me is if Venables does get fired and we can't. I don't want Venables to get fired, Sooner WX. I want him to succeed. I think that's the best for Oklahoma is if he can win and stay here for a while and win.
Now, I will say this, though. I will say this. If Venables gets fired, they'll be able to get a good coach. It's OU. Hey, Lane says, really think if I speak loud enough, Ken Pauley has the Oklahoma Center ice hockey team at OU. I don't really.
Lane's honestly, a big hockey guy.
I watch ice hockey one time a year. Stanley Cup.
Lane's a big hockey guy.
Stanley Cup. Hey, where's DeMarco? Oh yeah, still here. That's what Chester says, and I still don't think he's going to be a Sooner. Yeah, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it until opening game. I don't think he's going to be here next year.
Hey, I believe so. 918. He did coach him, I believe. Ron, I'm
confused really quickly. KB's saying same place Knowles is. Knowles at Penn State.
He's saying, Jeremy, it was a joke, being sarcastic because you're like, where's running back coach? He goes, the same place your DC is. I mean,
I wasn't taking a stab at Texas. He got it. He went to the NFL.
Hey, Ron, I don't care if you drove a bus around campus and picked the students up and took them there with free beer and free pizza. You aren't getting 11,000 students there.
They would take their drink, they would eat their pizza, and they'd walk out of LNC.
Yeah, I mean, it's not ever going to happen. I mean, just not.
And no matter how many times Porter Moser does this, it doesn't do the job.
Doug Gottlieb, what, they've won 2 games this year? 3 games?
What about the stuff
Doug, I like Doug. But listen, you can't do a coaching job in college and still have your sports
He was doing a Super Bowl show.
You can't do both. Pick one. Jeez, can you imagine if that was the coach at OU and he was also still at a radio show every day? People would be bashing him.
Bashing. Like, hey, can we get a Thunder score update? How many Shea got tonight?
He's having a bad game tonight.
He probably has 30, Jay.
Hunter, here's the problem. I don't think you can win and do that. I think you got to be focused on one thing, buddy.
Hey, happy birthday to Braden. I know it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Braden. Yeah,
this may be happy birthday, Braden. Let's go. Hey, this may be the worst comment I've ever seen. A gallon of cane sauce, most overrated sauce I've ever tasted in my life. It is so overrated. Agree, Germ?
I agree. I don't like it. Hey, Jay. Hey, Hunter, how much time's in the game? They're going to lose. They're down 16. It's got to be about over.
Thunder lost if they're down 16.
They're down 16 in the fourth, probably late in the fourth.
And
5:39.
Dare I say it again? I'm not gonna, but dare I say it? But I mean, I won't say it tonight. I'll wait for another night. Yeah, and Hunter knows what I was getting ready to say, but I'm not gonna. Zach Sauce. Zaxby's? Come on, Will. Zaxby's, bro. No, not to me. The problem with Cane's, I've said it before, I'll say it all the time. When you go to a chicken restaurant and you get one sauce and it's Cane's, that's uncalled for. If you're at a chicken restaurant, you should have a choice of barbecue sauce, honey mustard, ranch, honey, whatever sausage you want. It can't just be cane sauce. That's ridiculous.
And Will, I disagree. Now, Slim Chickens, I'll take. Poncho, Jay, do you know what Poncho means when he says Cane's slaps?
Yeah, he thinks it's really good, Germ. I'm not
dumb. Look at us 47-year-olds knowing the lingo.
Hey, have you ever been to that's just like going to a barbecue restaurant and you get one sauce. I mean, you got to have the sweet sauce. You got to have the more vinegar sauce. I mean, give some people some choices. By the way, fun fact, though, I did find out, and you can do this tomorrow if you'd like, guys. If you really want to, next time you go to Cane's, go to the cashier and ask them for honey mustard. They actually have it. They just don't tell you. They don't tell you. They have it.
Why would they tell you, Jay?
Exactly. That's why I don't like it. They have it. You just got to ask for it. Nobody knows. It's ridiculous.
Meanwhile, there used to be a show called – there was a book, and I'm going to ask all – do you remember this a story? It was called Rip Van Winkle. You remember that?
Was that a book or a movie or a magician act?
It's a story. It's an old tale, Jay.
Okay.
Culver's, by the way.
Culver's, hands down.
Rip Van Winkle. What was the big kind of thing about Rip Van Winkle?
Germ,
you know this, Jay?
I don't know, Germ. I don't read books very often.
Dude was sleeping forever. Woke up. He was a man who slept for a very long time. I'm going to compare someone right now to Rip Van Winkle in some way. It's Joe John Finley. What's he doing? Where's he at? What's his job? He hasn't been. I don't see him on anything. It's just very strange to me.
But you don't see anybody. You don't see Arbuckle. You don't see
Joe. Arbuckle's been on the recruiting trail.
Well, okay, that maybe, but
I don't think Joe John Finley has been.
Hey, let me get to one of these comments. I gotta say, somebody
Lane was talking about baseball.
That's what I was gonna say. The baseball stuff. Hey, I got to say this, and Hunter, you may totally disagree, and that's fine. They start the baseball season way too early.
It's too cold.
There's no reason for them to be playing baseball doubleheader tomorrow. And here's the thing: if you're going to play these games in February this early, you got to go to the West Side. You got to go to Arizona. You got to go to California. You got to go over there and play in some tournaments, just like softball did. They went to now they're going to Waco, somewhere where it's going to be warm. I just think, I don't know. I don't know how you could fix it. I just think it's really hard for some of these teams when it's this cold outside.
I don't know if 918, I'm assuming it's from 918 area code, but Roy's Chicken, originating in Coweta, put one in Jinx. Now they're going to put one in Owasso. Roy's Chicken, I'll put that up against any chicken.
Well, I'll tell you this. You know, you have your normals, you have your slims, your canes, but one that nobody talks about that's really dang good is Waldo's.
Oh, we love Waldo's, man.
Waldo's is good. If you have a Waldo's is really good.
Hey, we will be talking baseball stuff, and Hunter's, I would say, the guru of OU baseball. So hopefully Hunter will be on here chatting up for the baseball stuff.
Oh, Lane likes Charlie's Chicken. I can't do it anymore. Can't do Charlie's Chicken, guys. Hey, let's get to some stuff that's not food related. How about that? How about stuff that's not food related, Jerm?
Yeah, let's move on. What do you want to talk about, Jay?
Well, I mean, I asked the question in there, but the Porter Moser stuff. Okay. Oh, you got to say something.
I got it. Dave's Hot Chicken. They have one in Norman now, Oklahoma City. It's really good. My son loves Dave's Hot Chicken.
Hey, Will's asking about listen, the OU baseball team should be good. I mean, their pitching staff, I think it's the best staff they've had since that staff that really made the run. Because a lot of those guys went to the MLBs. I think maybe 3 of them. This staff is really dang good. The best staff Skip's had in a while. So I think they're going to be good. They got hitters. They got pretty much what you need, I think, to be a good team. But you know how baseball is. Baseball is tough to make it all the way, even to Omaha. It's just tough. But they should have a good season, I think. What was I going to talk? What was I was getting ready to talk about something. Do you remember?
No. You're talking about Porter Moser.
Yeah, Porter Moser. So I'm trying to think how many total games they have left. Right now, I've looked at the schedule, and I got them getting to 6 wins in conference. I don't see them any way they're getting to 7 with that schedule. And I'd be shocked if they did, but I just don't see it happening, Jeremy. I see them. They should be able to beat LSU at home, and they should be able to beat another team at home. 1 out of the next 3 at home that they play. That gets you to what, 5?
Jay. I don't know why we're even talking about it. It's so bad. It's just so bad.
It's bad. Yeah.
Let's open the phone lines. We're going to open the phone lines here tonight. Give us a call. Give us a take. Talk to us. There's the StreamYard link. You have to allow your mic and your camera access. Your face will not be shown, but you will be heard. Your voice will be heard here on the Sooner Surge. Also, check out the Fan Stop at thefanstop.com. Today is February 13th. That's right. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. And listen, that gives you about 6 days to sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club on thefanstop.com. If you sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club by February 20th, you will get the March St. Patty's Day shirt. It's green. It's a beauty. You'll get it sent to your house. But you can't get it unless you sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club. You use code SURGE. You do it by February 20th. I was going to try and show that mute on there.
Show what?
There it is right there. The Fan Stop shirt. You only get that St. Patty's Day shirt if you sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club. Use code SURGE. Do it by February 20th. Hit those thumbs up. Get the likes going. Get the likes. We got the call line open, ready to talk to you all tonight about anything and everything.
Hey, let's just go and get to trivia while we're at it. Okay, let's just roll with it. Here we go for trivia tonight. And this is going to be so easy. You better have your hands ready. It's going to be so easy. So be ready to type. This thing's going to go super quick. All I want to know, when you go through the Raising Cane's drive-thru and you want 6 chicken fingers, what do you order? What's the name of that? What's the name of that combo? Name of the combo is 6 chicken fingers. Let's keep it like Raising Cane's. Come on now.
Wow, that should be
pretty
quick.
Should be so easy, right? Not Danica. I think he spelled that wrong. I know what he was trying to say. You do not know this answer,
wow,
Hunter? There it is, Caniac.
Caniac.
The Caniac combo. Does your Raising Cane's do this when you go up there? Hey, want some chicken today? Or do they do some?
Always.
Yeah, it's always something, isn't it? It's the Caniac combo. 918 got it. I always sub fries for slaw. Can't do the slaw. And that's only for my kids because I don't really eat it. So Wow, you've never ordered at Cane's, Hunter? Come on, Hunter. You sit here and rave about Cane's and you don't ever order from them? Hunter, jump on here for a second. Jeez.
Slaw, yeah, no one gets their slaw, man. Thunder just got demolished. Thunder get demolished on national television. It's embarrassing.
Hey, Hunter, you've never ordered at Cane's?
I have not. I've only had it for catering. So
why every time when we get an argument about Cane's and Chick-fil-A and Slim Chickens, you rave about Cane's, but you've never been there to order it?
It's great, yeah, but I don't.
You've never been there.
Yeah, I don't go there to order it. So
then you can't. You can't act like you know what you're talking about with Cane's, man.
Because I get it about once a week at work. Like, yeah, I can. Like,
well, yeah, but you got to go there, bro. I mean, you got Cane's all over the place over there.
Get it free at work or go spend money on it myself. I'll take the free meal.
Well, I guess so. Lane's got a trivia. Now head coaches in softball and routinely are seen in the world. One of them is the coach for OSU, Kenny Gajewski, I believe. And the other one would be Walton, I think, Rob Walton, right? Not right?
Gajewski and Walton is what Mark says.
No, not part of today's script. I'm ready to stop. Yeah, why did I say Rob Walton? Tim Walton. Why did I say Rob? Hey, so let's talk some football, man.
Let's do it.
I think you saw today on 3 put out there. I don't have it in front of me. Maybe Hunter can drop it. The list of the teams that spent the most in the portal. Number 1, take a guess, Jeremy. Who spent the most? This might have just been SEC, but no, it wasn't SEC. It was all teams. Number 1 was Auburn. Part of that due to the Jackson Arnold spend. You had Texas Tech in the top 5. They were 5 or 6. I think they were 5. Texas Tech spent some money. I believe maybe LSU.
Let me ask you this, Jay.
Yeah.
OU's best portal class under BV.
In the years he's been there, which is the best portal class?
Oh, is this OU's best portal class under BV?
Well, I think because of the Mateer situation, I'd say yes.
Oh, I say it is too, because the two guys they got on, 2 of the guys on defense, Marvin Jones Jr. and Kendall Daniels, 2 probably starters. Yeah.
And Mateer. Mateer's the position they really upgraded on from last year. So now Sooner Thrawn, this was per on 3. I'm not saying it. I don't know. I'm just saying they put out might have been an article or something. I saw it on Twitter today.
OU had 9. Let's see. How many starters on defense did OU lose? Ethan Downs, Danny Stutzman, Billy Bowman. 3.
McCullough left.
McCullough wasn't a starter.
Oh, you said starters? DeJohn Terry started some.
Some, yeah. Okay, so 4. You get 2 guys. You get 2 guys that are going to come in and start likely. I'm thinking Marvin Jones Jr. is going to start opposite R. Mason Thomas. So you got MJJ on one edge, you got RMT on the other edge, and I do expect Kendall Daniels to be the starting cheetah. They didn't bring a corner in, Jay. I kind of thought they might, and they still could.
I think right now, spring portal, I think they need to get a linebacker for sure. Have to.
A DB I'd like.
Linebacker and a DB is what I think they have to get. They have to get in the portal, specifically linebacker. Did you see Kenneth's picture today?
What about it?
Was that real?
What about it? I didn't see it. What was it?
Hunter, was that a real graphic or was it fake? I think it was fake.
What was the picture?
It was him in his number 12 jersey. I can ask him if it was real or not, Hunter.
Wait. What wasn't real about it, Jay?
You need to go look at it, Jeremy.
Hunter,
I haven't seen Kenneth in a while. How am I supposed to know?
It's a joke.
Yeah. Thick.
I guess I got to go find the picture.
I thought you would have known. That's why I brought it up, Joe. I thought you doing.
Guys, there's no arguing that Jaren Kanak is a physical specimen.
Hunter, it was kind of a joke what I said. You know that, right?
Hey, so and Jay, go back to what we were talking about. Lane, I think, mentioned Okoye being a surprise. I'm going to tell you right now, if Okoye plays and plays well a lot, I'm not going to be surprised. Like, I'm expecting Danny Okoye to rotate in as the backup on either edge.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he plays, but
I don't know what's going on in the chat. It looks pretty bad, though.
Well, I brought it up kind of as a joke, and I think Hunter, did you see how fast he texts? Like, that's a joke.
Hunter's typing 20 messages.
It's like he thought I was serious. I mean, I was bringing it up for discussion. You know what? This is a great question, Lane.
PJ's the other edge rusher. He's going to be a backup edge rusher. PJ and Danny Okoye are your backup edge rushers.
So you're saying right now you think Marvin Jones is going to start?
Marvin Jones, MJJ, RMT are your starters, yes.
You think so? Okay. I mean,
I just said it, yes.
I'm not sure yet, Jerm. I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
I'm MJJ. I'm just not. Hey, let's get the phone lines
on the show. What's up, KB?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Hey, yeah, it kind of caught us off guard with the whole choice deal too. But evidently, he told the players. They all came out and said they knew. His biggest thing is he said he got to reunite with Jamar Gibbs.
Yeah,
that was his big and Dan Campbell, which is another former Cowboy. So
well, and if you're wanting to get the NFL, which he interviewed for Dallas, so it sounds like maybe he was wanting to go to the NFL. I mean, what better place to? I mean, Detroit's a great place to be.
Oh yeah, exactly. Ruber has it is he wants to do that and then come back to college as an OC.
Well, you know what I heard? I heard DeMarco Murray maybe on your hot short list.
I doubt it.
I'm just kidding.
Who is the Texas?
Well, everybody's wanting to say Samples and Drayton and all that, but Coach Sark will do the Sark thing, and he'll go out. He said his two criteria got to be a great recruiter and a great developer. He'll go out and find somebody.
I hope you don't get Samples. I really
yeah. I don't either.
For OU's sake, I don't want Samples.
We just got this new guy as a DB coach. Well, he same guy, man. The same thing is he was a Saban disciple, a couple of years ago as an analyst. He's a recruiter that's got heavy ties to North Shore and the Houston area. That's the kind of stuff he does,
Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting to see the time frame of when they get somebody in there running back coach. I think it'd be pretty quick.
Yeah. They said that their rumor has it that'll probably be a lot easier to DB coach because they think a lot of people with the running back room that we have here will be wanting to come this direction.
Well, yeah, and you got Sark calling plays, which people like that too. So
no, it did. It caught us off guard too. I was kind of bummed about it, but you can't keep these guys forever, especially when you're winning. I mean,
nope, you can't. That's for sure.
Saban did it almost every year, every 2 years.
Oh, they were turning. He was turning people over left and right. Yeah,
So it's kind of crazy. Yeah. All right, you guys have a good night, man. I was just poking fun at you, Jerm.
I know.
It's no fun if I can't poke fun at you. All right, brother. See you.
Have a good one, KB.
Hey, Eric, I've got to respond because I get the PJ stuff 100%. I think it's way too early to think that Marvin Jones is going to be mid. You also think Danny Okoye is going to be mid. So my question for you is R. Mason Thomas mid? I'm just curious. R. Mason Thomas, is he mid or not?
Let's get to Jackson.
And PJ may break out. I hope he does. He's been there. He needs to do something.
And Daniel, I hope he does this year. I hope he does hit it later in his career. I hope he does. But hey, Jackson, what's up?
What's up, guys? I just see some of the talk in the chat that Adebawore is a bust. I don't agree with that, and due to the simple fact that
hold up.
Wait, he's a bust so far.
I think what they're saying is a 5-star, and he's been there 2 years. He hasn't done anything, so they're calling him right now. He's a bust as of now. I don't think he's
no. Well, yeah,
might be saying it down the road, but right now, until he starts doing something, then yeah.
Jackson, let me ask you something. Has
Jeremy,
he lived
can
up?
I please talk?
Has he done as much as you thought he would do yet?
No.
Okay,
No,
so he hasn't lived up.
But this would make somebody a bust.
No,
Up his freshman year and sophomore year, he's gotten injured. I will come to his defense about that. There's some things you can't control when you get hurt. In his freshman year, he wasn't expected to come in and be an instant guy to play when he was way underweight and really raw and athletic. Year 2, he was expected to contribute, and before he got hurt in his ankle, like you saw him, he was playing a lot and he was getting close to sacks. I don't know how many times, and I think we would even say this in our text thread that he was getting held almost every single play. Am I wrong about that?
Hey, listen, I'm not going to go back and watch everything. All I'm saying is right now, up to this point, he has not been what I thought he would be. Now, I agree with the people who say he could still be elite the next couple of years. He absolutely could hit his stride. Up until now, he hasn't. But to say that there's no way he can, I disagree with that.
Yeah,
I think I'm at a wait to see. I hope he this year. To me, though, it would need. I think this year needs to be a big year for him. I really do because you're going on year 3. I think it needs to be a big year. I agree with
that. Yeah, and he needs to start opposite of R. Mason Thomas, in my opinion.
Well, whoever the best player needs to start. If he's not the best player, I don't want him starting. But if he comes out of the spring ball and is dominant or whatever,
I want to see 4 guys rotated in there, the guys I mentioned. So.
Yep, I agree, Jerem. And then there's a lot of talk about Danny Okoye, and I think he is bound to have a huge year. He's maybe the most athletic defensive end Oklahoma's had in the last 10 years, just based off being a pure freak athlete.
Very athletic.
So listen, the thing though, I love Danny Okoye.
Yeah,
very athletic.
I think he'll play. But PJ was a freak athlete too.
Yeah, but Danny Okoye is different. Danny Okoye is different, dude. It was someone his Instagram story, but he ran the fastest 10-meter fly by far. I think of all the ends or all the D linemen? I don't remember, but it was like crazy time for a defensive end. And I mean, you just someone that athletic. Now I understand it's the SEC. You can't just be an athlete and expect that to work on the field because these are the best dudes in college football playing. But there's just, I don't know, that's a room that's really interesting. Does a Wine or someone else step in and contribute? Maybe. So that's something to watch. But I think that's a room. There's a lot of guys that have a lot to prove this year, and I agree with that aspect.
Agreed. A lot. Yeah. They got a lot of guys have to prove it. Opposite RMT.
Yep.
Hey, thanks, man. Have a good one.
Hey, before we get to Josh Long, I also want to say something about the comment about he played at Noah. Yeah, he did. But if he's got the speed, the strength, the physicality, to me that would be the question, and it seems like he does. So I think I think the ceiling is sky is high for this dude, and I expect him to be a difference maker. So
I expect Okoye to have a good year. I do too.
Let's get to Josh Long.
What's up, Josh?
What's up, fellas? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
What's going on, man? Hey, if you guys ever see me on the chat, I'm the Porter Moser fan. So,
okay.
You guys get to see my real identity. Everybody else doesn't. But today obviously last night was a mess. But I've never, I'm embarrassed, and I'm embarrassed for a couple of reasons. Sorry to beat a dead horse here, but I'm on Twitter today, and I'm just seeing discourse after discourse. Even listening to the radio, we need to cancel the basketball program. The 2 major sports at Oklahoma are softball. Basketball is no longer a major sport at Oklahoma. Softball and football. I'm thoroughly embarrassed at our fan base and, with the product being put out, on the court. But just get your guys' thoughts on that.
Well, here's the thing. The softball team has won 4 straight. Probably going to make a run at 5. I'm picking them to win 5. If the OU basketball program was at the top of its game, it might still be ahead of softball. But softball has just been growing and growing at OU. Now, it's embarrassing. I agree. It is embarrassing. Anyone who says that the program should be canceled is ridiculous. Okay, people said that about Baylor, and then Baylor ended up being unbelievable in sports. So
yeah,
I
people wanted them out of the Big 12. Yeah, I mean,
I think
the problem is, it to me when you talk about, and you're talking about people on Twitter and the OU fan base for basketball, I don't know what has happened, because 10 years have went by and this OU basketball fan base has just, it's like they don't even care about basketball.
Well, and I think the most
frustrating really have, but it's gotten way worse.
The frustrating thing for me is, like, people want to compare it to Lon, people want to compare it to Capel, to Kelvin. Like, you can't really compare it. Like, I mean, I guess you can, but there was no money being thrown around. Like, everybody was everybody was on level playing field. And if you look, South Carolina, I was reading something, and South Carolina had rumored that their NIL was, 1.5, and that'd be the only school that we're probably above, and it's not by, a ton. So I don't know. Basketball makes money. Football makes money. You cancel out, it was disheartening and disappointing as a, lifelong fan and supporter of the program. It was just it's very, very disheartening to see the program and the state that it's in. And like I said, I'm a Porter Moser guy, but this will never be fully on him, in my opinion.
Well, I'm with you.
Jay will agree with you. I'll disagree.
Yeah, I'm with you on the Porter. I liked Porter Moser when he came in. I think he can coach basketball. I don't know why he can't get it together at OU. I don't know. He's got talent this year. That's what.
But my frustrating thing is, like, how do you put together a roster to compete in the best conference in basketball with such little money? Like,
I'll tell you how.
We want it.
One is you keep guys that you have.
But if they're getting paid more to go elsewhere, what do you do? I mean, how do you combat that?
I promise you this. Elijah Harkless didn't leave for money. Jalen Hill did not leave for money. Those guys were veterans that could have stayed another year and helped OU win games. They did not want to play for Porter Moser.
But Jalen was from Vegas. Jalen was from Vegas. I mean, I definitely could see that with a couple of guys, but, like, we're talking about Tega and Los, like, those guys got paid more to go elsewhere. Like, it's
Milos Uzan did not even want to play for Porter Moser anymore.
No, him and Porter didn't like each other. They didn't.
No.
Well,
Milos Uzan was a puppy.
And my biggest issue with Porter, you go back, and I saw someone said if they were number one, they would be packed. If they were number one in the country, they would have a full arena.
But Jay, they had number 10. They were 13-1 and had A&M at home and they had 70% of people there.
They weren't number one.
Jeremy,
that's because everyone knew what was going to happen when the conference played.
You can't predict. Like, we country last year and this year, and they didn't have fan support. So stop.
Everyone knows what to expect when conference play gets here, Jay.
But we go and predict. We go and watch a football product that's 6-7, and we'll pack it out regardless. Like, it's the discourse around it is.
It's a football school, and the other thing is the football team. They gave effort every game. They're not getting blown out. To me, Porter Moser's teams haven't been known for being scrappy, getting on the ground for loose balls. There's a lot I can complain about Porter Moser, but I'm not.
Like I said, I don't necessarily disagree with you. Like I said, I'm not. He's definitely at fault for some of it. Like I said, and probably, I mean, it's got to stop somewhere. So it's him, and it's, Josie made the hire. It is what it is, but. It kind of comes down to, like, you're fighting an uphill battle, whatever coach you bring in, unless you poach a Dana Altman, which is good luck. But I mean, you're going to be fighting an uphill battle regardless. Like anybody here, that's my take on it. You got bad support, you got a bad arena, you got bad NIL. I mean, and bad coaching, that's a cherry on top.
Hey, thanks for the call, Josh.
Yeah, guys, thanks. I appreciate it.
I want to say this to his point. It's going to be, when the job opens up, it's going to be a hard job to fill, because if you're wanting to go after anybody, like, nobody's going to want to come to Oklahoma for basketball, because, like he said, the crowd support, the fan support, the NIL, the arena. I mean, what do you have on your side if you're a coach coming to Oklahoma? I'm saying the names you saw in earlier, Jay Wright, Chris Beard.
It's probably going to be a young guy, Jay. It's probably going to be a young guy.
Hey, I got to get to something, though, I saw in the chat, too. I think it was, I don't know, it was going back and forth, but Eric, I saw you talking about 5 stars and stuff with somebody else. I think y'all were talking about 5 stars, but I think, Eric, aren't you the one that also said, when I said that I thought Arch Manning was going to be good, you said, why? He's the first year out of high school. You said just because he did it in high school doesn't mean he can do it in college. So now why are you arguing against that? I'm just confused by it. That's all. The link is in the chat. If you want to call in, the link's up there.
Listen,
in the chat.
I'm likely taking the 3 Musketeers to LNC on Saturday to watch OU get a win, hopefully, against LSU, because one of the best days of sports is Selection Sunday, and I love seeing OU's name pop up there. And if OU makes the tournament, I'm picking them to win a game or two, because Porter Moser can coach in the big dance, but you got to make it first.
Yeah, I hope they
Eric
can.
said that's not what he said, Jay.
Okay, I must have been confused. There was a bunch of comments going through, and I saw Daniel, KB, Eric, and I thought I saw something about it's not the same as high school, but maybe I was wrong. What's up? I think we got Daniel on the line. What's up, Daniel?
No, that's exactly what you were right. And I don't mean to be harsh with Eric, bro. I'm going to tell you to stick to Madden and stick to whatever you're playing, because you're saying I'm disconnected. Say the stuff you say. I want you to go to any college football program across the country and say some of that crap you're saying. When you come from high school to college, 5 stars don't matter. You're not guaranteed to contribute just because you're a 5-star. You're not guaranteed to be dominant your first time just because you're a 5-star. It has nothing to do with living in the past and, because I played 16 years ago. Why are you? If you were dominant in 2001, it doesn't matter what decade you're dominant. It doesn't. 5-star is 5-star. But just because you're that does not mean you're guaranteed a shot at playing as soon as you get there. So like I'm saying, like your football knowledge, you think you know a lot of stuff, and I don't mean to be harsh, but you say a lot of things are off. Just because a guy's a 5-star, I'm a senior, it doesn't mean they're warranted. Dom Whaley was a walk-on. He came in, he beat out guys. Once you come into that facility, there's 120 guys on that field that are just as good as you. They're on the same field, the same practice, the same workouts. 5-star doesn't matter. And just because a 5-star is not good their freshman year doesn't mean a 5-star is not going to be good their junior year. That's not me just saying that because I'm disconnected. That's me saying that because I've experienced it and I've seen individuals go through that. That's what that is. So like I said, if you're getting your knowledge from playing video games, stay playing the video games. And I'm not trying to be harsh on the situation, but I'm sorry, I had to address that. Like, I would say a 5-star is not guaranteed to contribute just because they're that. Where are you getting that from?
I would agree with you. The 5-star is not guaranteed to contribute. And my only thing is I would say the more 5-stars you have on the team, the better chance of having guys pan out would be. You want more of them, but that doesn't mean they're going to, like, for instance, you mentioned some names. There's 5-stars that have panned out and there's 5-stars that haven't. And maybe that's because the evaluation was wrong. Maybe it was because the work ethic, whatever it didn't put in. There's a lot of reasons why. Now, I do think with PJ, though, as a fan, I think a lot of people were super, super hyped when he came in and part of it was also because of the talk before he came in from all the OU people. They were like, this guy in the scrimmages, first year in this preseason scrimmage, some of the offensive line was like, he's unblockable. And here we are, year 2, he hasn't hardly played.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That happens sometimes.
You get all the stuff that comes in from the OU side that this guy, we can't block him. He's a freak. He's going to be a top.
He's also been behind Ethan Downs and R. Mason Thomas.
Exactly. So he may not pan out. That is the case. Yeah. But what I'm saying is we don't know. His junior, senior year, he could elevate to another level. One will never know, but that's what I used Obo as an example, and that has nothing to do with being talking about how am I going to talk about players now? I didn't play with them. I'm going by what I know with players who were considered a high level. In practice, you can ask any running back that I played with. Obo was unblockable. But some reason in the game, it just didn't connect his first couple of years. But his senior year, Obo came into his own. He was what everybody expected him to be. Now, is PJ going to be on that same trajectory? I don't know. I hope he does. But also, he could be a bust. He could. I mean, that's what it be. But look up a definition of a 5-star. I'm pretty sure the 5 stars that I've seen, both past and present, the definition of 5-star doesn't say on there you're a 5-star. You're supposed to come in and contribute the moment you come into the school. That is not the definition of a 5-star. When you come in from 1-star or walk on all the way to 5-star, those guys who came in there, they look at you, you're just another player on the field. Schmitty doesn't care. None of the strength coaches care. The position coaches don't care. They do not care that you're a 5-star recruit. You have to come in, you have to prove yourself to get on the dang field. If you don't, right now, he's proved that he's not have the capability and the ability to get on the field, so he hasn't played. That's what the reality of it is. So talk about what you know and ignore what you don't know.
Well, RMT was a late bloomer. He wasn't a 5-star, but he was a late bloomer.
PJ has not panned out yet. Can he? Yes. Will he? Never know. Never know until it happens or it doesn't happen. And the other thing is Purple Orca's right. 5-stars will get paid more now probably. And that's true, but it doesn't mean they're guaranteed to be great. A.K.A. Jackson Arnold, I was wrong on him. And the other thing is the recruiting sites. You're looking at talent evaluators. Maybe they missed on the talent evaluating.
Yeah, that is too. I mean, yeah. So like, you just got it's development. Like I said, I don't know. He said that's what I'm saying. I'm speaking from a player, and I'm always going to speak in favor of the player. PJ may not pan out, but that doesn't mean just because he hasn't hit his stride now that all of a sudden he's not trash. Practice is a whole lot different than game day. Practice, he can be out there killing it. He can be out there the next coming of Lawrence Taylor. And then game time comes around, he doesn't understand his assignment. He's going to the wrong hole. There's a whole bunch of different factors that come in, and that comes with the maturity and development. And like I said, it could be his junior year, like, okay, this is the guy that we've been waiting to see. Sometimes it happens that way. But to immediately say it's trash, like I said, go into a locker room, go into OU's locker room right now, or go into their meeting room with all the coaches in there, and some of the rhetoric that I hear people say about players being trash after the first or second year and 5-stars are supposed to be there. Go say that and see how you get laughed out of the building saying that. And it's not even just at OU. Go do it at Alabama. Go do it at Ole Miss. Go do it at Ohio State. They will all say the same exact thing.
Well, and you know what? I know for a fact that there were a lot of people on live shows last year that said R. Mason Thomas was going to be bad again this year. So, I mean,
look how people reacted when he came back after the season he had this year.
I hope PJ does that because RMT had a great year.
Exactly.
But we'll see.
Daniel,
I hope
appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, I've got to respond to one thing. I got to respond to one thing in the chat, and it's this. And Eric, I'm just going to respond to it. And Jay, you may not like what I say. A lot of people may not, but I saw the comment about Teddy, Gabe, and D-Mac. I don't listen to a lot of other podcasts. I just don't. I don't have time, really, honestly. But, hey, I've heard D-Mac a few times. All he does is talk about when he played at OU. A lot. He talks about when he played at OU a lot, Eric.
And I believe he's got OU winning 10 games next year too, Eric.
So it's kind of weird that you say that when that's really all he talks about a lot.
Hunter, what happened on the Mavs? Did they lose another player, or what do you mean they're down bad?
I don't know. Myself, Eric. You can ask Jay, Hunter. I literally just my own opinion on things. I've said it all along. I'm not an insider. Hunter, Eric says put the number in the chat. I think he's talking about the call in. The link. Eric, I'm not sitting there. I don't understand what the comment is, but whatever. Anyway.
Oh, this is getting lively tonight.
Always, Jay. KJ Goated. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying that's what D-Mac does a lot, and so does. And I was just responding to what Eric said. So that's it.
I think Corrections online. What's up, Corrections?
Hey guys, how you doing tonight?
Nothing wrong with it.
So, I was thinking today, I was like, there's there's no penalties for anything in the NCAA anymore. It's the wild, wild west. Anything goes nowadays. And I'm not a proponent of firing Joe C yet, but it's like, if it's the wild, wild west, why don't we lean into it? I mean, if we do get rid of Josie, why not bring in one Barry Switzer as the athletic director and just say, have at it. Anything goes. Bring in the biggest, baddest guys. Bring out the fur coats, the sports cars. Bring in the prostitutes, the blow, whatever you got to do. Just make it happen, win championships, and let's go. NCAA doesn't do anything. Get rid of compliance, save that money, lean into it.
No, I don't think they would ever do that. Corrections with Switzer. Switzer's just glad doing what he's doing. But I see what you're saying.
I'm half joking on a lot of that, but seriously, it's like one of those things. It's like we're playing by these rules. We're self-reporting on nonsense, and it's like, why do we even have a compliance department anymore? We're spending hundreds of thousands of millions into the staffing of it and everything. Just get rid of it and just bring in a killer. I mean, anything goes nowadays. NCAA is not going to do. I'm just saying.
I like the attitude, though. I like the passion behind it.
Hey, King Switzer, I like anywhere he's at. I'm down for that.
But how excited would people be? Barry Switzer, athletic director. I mean, geez, talking about excitement.
Yeah, but they need somebody young. They need somebody young that knows NIL and everything now. It needs to be totally different.
Well, he can hire somebody to do that. Just be the face of the bad boy at the head of the athletic director. Yeah. It'd be nuts. And then bring Boz in there with his Corvette. Come on, man. Pretty amazing.
Correction. Bring it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Hey, I got to respond to KJ. Hey, I 100% was not taking a shot at anyone, KJ Goated. So I think you misunderstood me. I was responding to the comment that said Eric just said all Daniel does is talk about the guys he played with. And he said, D-Mac, go listen to D-Mac. He brings it. I said, well, he also talks about the guys he plays with. That was it. That's all I said. I'm not going to bash anyone like that. Why would I do that? Anyway, we got Eric on the line.
Eric's on the line. What's up, Eric?
Yeah. So first of all, Germ, you say you don't listen to other podcasts. You don't listen to OU Insider. Where do you get your information from then? You don't have any sources. Your sources tell you that Jim Knowles is coming to Oklahoma, so you got bad sources. You don't watch it. You don't watch Twitter. You don't listen to other podcasts.
Hey,
where do you get your information from then?
Don't say I have a bad source. I had a legit source on
that. That was a bad source.
I only claim to have one source, Eric. I don't claim to have 30 sources.
Well, I would disconnect from that source then. He was a bad source. He had you coming on here for 3 weeks straight saying that he was coming. And it fell apart.
Okay.
But where do you get your information from? Where do you get your information from?
My brain. I read stuff on Twitter.
No. I'm talking about this person you're hearing that this person is thinking about leaving, decommitting from Oklahoma. You're hearing this coach is coming. Where do you get that information from if you're not watching other podcasts or listening to other insiders?
It's all over Twitter.
I don't understand.
So you're all over Twitter? I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter. But Germ is the most busiest guy in the world. He's a assistant principal. He's watching girls softball. I don't know where you'd have the time to sit there watching Twitter all day long at the same time.
I'm not active on Twitter that much. I don't understand what.
That's fine. That's fine. You're not even the focal point. The focal point is Brooks. And Brooks, I have to address this because every single day you keep trying to call me out. I'm just tired of the back in my day.
It's both ways, though. It's both ways.
But I'm saying you cannot keep trying to flex that you were an OU player and think you know everything. My point is when I listen to Teddy Lehman or Gabe, yes, he does. You're not active on the chat like that. You're busy talking. So you don't know. Every time you're like, oh, I don't know what's going on in the chat. But yeah,
Eric,
you don't know what's going on. I do.
Eric, just a second.
Oh, my God.
Eric, just a second, and then I'll stop talking for the rest of it.
Go ahead. Sure.
You said he claims to know everything. You're in the chat. You're the one saying this guy will not. There's no chance. That's claiming more to know it than the other comment.
What have I been wrong on? Tell me what I've been wrong about.
You've never been wrong, Eric. I've said it. No.
But you're saying that with sarcasm. It's clearly sarcasm.
Eric,
everything I said when we went back to the bowl game and I looked at Jackson Arnold, what did I tell you? I said that guy has fear in his eyes. He does not have any swagger, and he's going to be a bust, right? And
correct.
right? And we can keep going on. I talked about Woodchuck. I said these running backs are mid. And your boy Daniel Brooks got on there. Eric, you can't say these guys are mid. You haven't given them time to develop. No, this is honesty. You could back them up all you want to, but what I'm saying is, if you want to keep flexing your resume from 15 years ago and bringing up all these Sooners, Iglesias and Manny, all these people from the past.
His resume. He's never flexed his resume.
He flexes his resume all the time. He just got on there and said, I'm a John Madden football champion or whatever, and I need to stay in my lane. That's what he just said if you weren't paying attention.
I was listening.
I didn't say that was okay to say, but he hasn't been flexing.
Okay, then you should have got on him for that then. What I'm saying is when I listen to Teddy Lehman, when I listen to Gabe Eichert, and when I listen to D-Mac, someone who also said, I didn't play that much, I get more intelligent from their insight. They are educated. Hold on. No. I'm not dissing Sooner Surge. I'm not. So don't take it out of context. What I'm saying is they provide intel and insight on the game, and they give you real X's and O's, and they'll tell you, hey, everyone was blaming Bauer Sharp on this play, but actually, if you would have checked him out, he did the play right. And this guy, he should have came on, ran that flat, and he's giving you information. When Daniel Brooks talks, he's just saying, well, listen, back in 2006, we had to stay after practice and run that drill for 20 seconds.
Hey,
no one cares about that.
Eric.
No, that's not a personal attack. That is fact. Listen, that's what he comes on and says.
Eric, let me ask you this. Eric,
oh my God,
if Daniel was to come on here and break down plays for you, would that be different?
He can't. That's the problem.
He absolutely can.
The real ones on
it's
here.
A fan show.
We don't break down plays, but that's fine. But I'm saying I don't think he can articulate them anyways.
I don't know what this is even about. I
just told you, your man just caught on here 42 seconds ago saying that I'm a John Madden champion and basically to stay in my lane because I don't know what I don't know. And then he comes on here and just
Where do you get your information though?
What are you talking about? I never say people are going to make moves. I never say Jim Knowles is coming to Oklahoma. I'm not on Twitter. I just say what I see. I tell you Jackson Arnold's trash, and that's what I tell you. And what I tell you is if we're going back to the 5-star stuff, when you're a 5-star, you get unlimited opportunities, especially at Oklahoma. The reason why Jackson Arnold got so many chances and they weren't giving it to Hawkins and they wanted DG out of there is because he was a 5-star, Elite 11 MVP. The reason why Tatum is allowed to miss blocks consistently and fumble is because he's a 5-star. If he was Weapon X, if he was Xavier Robinson who came in fumbling the ball and missing blocks on a consistent basis, his butt would be on the bench and we wouldn't hear anything from him anymore. Tatum continues to get chances because he's a 5-star. Jackson Arnold was able to underperform because he was a 5-star. So you do get special treatment when you are. And when you are a 5-star, go look at the definition. Go look at the definition. I'm still building it into what I'm saying right now. When you are a 5-star, you are elite athletically is what it says. You are on a different level and you are projected to be a first-round NFL player. That doesn't mean that you're a project. And when you're a top 10 player, hold on. When you're a top 10 player in the country like PJ, you're not supposed to be a 3-year project. Well, he'll get it together, Eric. Why don't you get off his back and give him some time? No, you're supposed to have it together year one. Even Eric. David Stone contributed a little bit.
Eric.
Okay?
No one said.
Then why did you say something the other day when I brought up
what I said was you can't say Manning is a top 3 quarterback because he beat up on Montana State. Is what I said.
Because you said it's high school, it's not college. You can't say that.
And all he's done is beat up on Montana. Finish it. Finish what I said. It was that in conjunction with what I said right now. All he did was he's got the accolades in high school, and he beat up on Montana State. That's it.
Hey, listen. I know.
Now, if you would have beat up on if you would have beat up on Michigan, if you would have put 437 yards and 4 touchdowns, no picks on Michigan, okay, now you got something. But you can't beat up on UL Monroe and just because your name is Manning, and I'm just going to give you all the praise in the world. That's how you get into the Jackson Arnold situation. That's where you start praising people when they haven't done anything. And then they bust like PJ, like Tatum, like Jackson Arnold. And I can keep on going.
Yeah, you've said your point. I mean, hey, it's an outlet for you.
I just want to say this. I just want to say this on the PJ stuff. And thanks for the call. Hey, on the PJ stuff. all I said and all people have said was, we don't know the next 2 years if he's going to do anything or not. It's not guaranteed he's going to suck. It's not guaranteed he's going to be any good. 5 stars don't guarantee you're going to be great. It's just maybe you have a better chance of being great. Agree with that. It doesn't guarantee it. And
everybody's entitled to their own opinions.
I don't understand. I don't understand coming at me about the. So I don't like whatever, dude. I'm not even going to respond on the source stuff. Like, that's unbelievable. But I think we have Daniel back on the line.
I apologize, guys, everybody, chat. I really do. I feel bad. I don't know the game of football. I don't know schemes. That's what Eric said. I don't, I just, played it. I wasn't a star, but yeah, I don't know it. I'm just giving my perspective on, responding to the chat. I mean, in the chat, y'all can respond to this too. Do I ever call Eric out or say anything to me, or is it vice versa? But that little, tangent he went on, that right there is kind of proving my point right there. Yeah, 5-star has high potential. But again, like I said, that does not warrant you to contribute as soon as you get in at a university. That is not maybe the coaches want that 5-star to be that, but once they get there and they don't develop that immediately, they do not play. That's the reality. That has nothing to do with, back in my day, like Eric is trying to say, and okay, yeah, Mac, D-Mac and all them, or what, chat, J Germ, Hunter, you're on there too. Right now, what exactly are we supposed to break down in terms of play, like kind of the schemes, like what right now is the example where we should be breaking that down? Do we have anybody's plays pulled up or like a play or something like that? I'm just curious, like, y'all have these every day, but at what point in time can we discuss stuff like that? I just want to make sure.
Honestly, Daniel, we do this every night, and it's hard to even sometimes think about what to talk about because there's really nothing going on.
Right, exactly. So, like I said, with Eric was just saying that, back. Eric, you go talk about the time you played because that's the time I played. So I'm going to use examples of that to correlate to what's going on now. Does it mean that it's completely going to be the exact same? No, that does not mean it's going to be the exact same. But if I can use an example of somebody who had high potential like Obo and correlate to the PJ, I'm going to use that to example. RJ Young is the same thing I said this year about Jackson Arnold. I said Jackson Arnold was giving me Trevor Knight vibes. I said that, if y'all don't remember me saying that, Jay Germ, I said that on one of the podcasts earlier this year. Should I not do that because it was back in my day? So I probably should talk about schemes and breaking down because that gives you intelligence. If that makes you feel better about yourself, just go listen to those podcasts where they're actually breaking that down. Apparently, what I'm saying isn't living up to your standard of how I'm supposed to be communicating and elaborating, but it is what it is. But like they say, I play college ball, but dang, in those walls, I don't know what I'm talking about. I guess I'm just making it up, so.
Hey, it's, what, it's always going to be, there's always going to be people that say stuff both ways.
I know. I guess he was angry. I don't know if was he angry with me or was he angry with y'all? I don't know. It seemed like he was yelling at you.
Angry with Jeremy. I think Jeremy does that. Jeremy does that to people, though. I tell you that.
Everyone's angry with me, so.
But yeah, like I said, I'll end on this. Like, maybe he was mad, maybe because I said stick to the mad stuff that hit him in the feels a little bit. Apologize for that, but I'm just speaking the truth. If you're going to say things like that a 5-star, that's not the definition of a 5-star. That is not the definition of a 5-star. You can stick by that. Go to any college university across the country, and when you go into the facility of that university, the mentality of a 5-star is not that they're just supposed to come in, be dominant, contribute as soon as they walk through the doors. They have a high ceiling. They're expected to be what that star says. Does that mean that they will be that immediately when they get there? No, that's not what that means. They get into spring ball, they get into summer fall camp, they get into 2-a-days, things like that. And if they're not understanding the X's and the O's of football, they don't play. But that does not mean when they come in there and they're automatically going with the ones and all the 3, the 4, 3, 2, and 1 stars, or going with the with the 2s or the A's. And that's not how it works. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There's nothing to do with playing then and now. when you go in there, that is the format at which it's always gone by. That's the format it went by when my dad played at TCU. That's the format when my grandfather played at New Mexico. That's the format by guys I've known that went to OU. Ryan Broyles, since I'm not a star, you can go talk to any of those guys, ask them any of those questions. When a 5-star comes in, is the definition of them meaning that they're supposed to contribute immediately? All of them are going to give you the same exact answer. We want them to because of what they bring, because they were a 5-star, but high school football and college football are not the exact same. It's completely different level. And then the pros is a completely different level. That's why I wasn't playing in the damn pros, because I wasn't good enough.
Well, and I actually think you and Eric agree on something, because Eric said there's no way Fasusi will probably start year 1. And he's a 5-star.
I don't believe it. Yeah, offensive line starting, offensive lineman starting year 1. Oh no,
I hope he does. I want him to.
I want him to, but offensive line is a different beast.
And hey, Eric wants to ask, should a 5-star be contributing right
Daniel
year 3? I think so.
Yes.
Daniel said PJ hasn't been good.
Yes, a 5-star should be contributing by year 3. I'm saying if they're at their 1 or 2 and they're not, that's a little bit unreasonable. Year 3, kind of that junior year, is really when you start to become who you are. You mature in your body. You mature in your mentality. That's when you really should. If someone doesn't then you can start to get worried. Sometimes it can happen in their senior year, but if they're not contributing by year 3, that's when you need to start going, you know what? Okay, something's wrong here. Well, what's not connecting? What's not resonating? That's what I'm telling you. So when you jump at me like, do you know what you're talking about? Because you're just trying to look. No, I'm saying give it time. That's what I'm saying, because I've seen certain players sometimes to give it time, and I've seen players who, yeah, he ain't it. And I'm like I said, I wasn't a star, so I can't talk to those guys who were Joes and the Samajes who were a whole lot better than me. Like, but I'm just giving an example of what I've seen. That's what I'm telling you.
We only know what we know. I mean, that's all. That's all. Hey. Yeah,
that's all you can do is based off on that. I mean,
yeah.
Hey,
thanks, Daniel.
I think tomorrow we ought to talk about 5-stars and ratings of players. There'll be something good to get to. But hey, I will say this, because I want to end it with this. Eric, that is how it started, and most people, I think, we agreed he is a bust. My only disagreement with you, Eric, was you said he's not gonna pan out. We don't know that he's not gonna pan out. Like that's it.
That's where I'm at. I think right now he is not panned out.
He's been a bust, but it doesn't mean he's going to stay a bust. That's all I disagree with you about. That's it. And I don't have any sources. I had one with the Knowles thing. Otherwise, Jay, I literally give my opinion every night. That's what I do. I'm not going to sit here and claim to have insiders everywhere, because I don't. I'm a fan, just like everyone on here, just like everyone. Okay? Just like everyone. And I wasn't late to the party. Go back and watch it. Thanks for what. Hey, you can't get this anywhere else. I hope you guys enjoyed this tonight. Appreciate everyone that's been on here. Thanks, everyone. We'll do this again tomorrow night. It'll be a fantastic Friday night. Appreciate all you guys. Thanks, Dave, for the super. Sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club. Do it by February 20th so you can get the St. Patty's Day special. We'll see you next time.
And thanks for all the callers. Appreciate you calling in tonight.